What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol, back with another video. Today, we're going to be unboxing, if I get it right side up, Captain Vaughn from Hot Toys. I picked mine up, if you are so interested. I got mine at Pop Collectibles. There's a link in the description below. It's another clone for the collection. You got to be excited about that. I don't know how you couldn't be, because I have so many more coming. It's crazy. I don't know. Stay tuned for this, guys. We got a lot of fun stuff going in this video, but also in December, if you haven't already subscribed before we actually get into unboxing, if you haven't already subscribed, turn on notifications, because in December we got piles of giveaways. I've got 6 scale figures, I got statues, I got lightsabers, I got helmets, I got all kinds of stuff we're giving away. So if you haven't already done so, something fell over. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Let's roll. All right, we got our Captain Vaughn right here, a.k.a. Commander Cody Repaint, a.k.a. another clone for the collection. Super excited for this one. Here we go. We got a nice helmet here, which that helmet on the box art doesn't actually match the helmet on the figure, which is nice. Same thing down here. TMS 065. This is another clone for the Clone Army. Insert we've got right here, which is a photo of the actual figure. And once again, this is like the prototype photos because the paint doesn't match the figure we're going to see in just a second, which is a good thing, honestly. They improved it. They made it more accurate. So we got the figure. Well, to get all this stuff out here, I've taken the plastic off of this guy. There's our figure right there. Pretty cool. We got to add our antenna right here. We've got to add that. We've got a DC-15A long rifle. Look at that bad boy. Dang! Dry brushing throughout. Nice little gunmetal finish, if you will. Pretty nice, and once again, we're gonna have. I can already predict this one and the shorter rifle are both going to suffer from the same issues we've had with every other clone weapon so far in the collection, which is the grips are too large for the hands. Like they're just too freaking large. So it means you've got to heat up the hands. It's going to be a thing. Regardless of that, there is nice paint applications on here, as you can see, kind of the light bouncing off of it. Nice dry brushing along the edges. And stippling kind of picks up on some of that light a little bit on the long rifle and then the short rifle. You've got this issue, which this doesn't actually go back, which is supposed to, but that's a thing. I just reviewed the A New Hope, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in disguise, and those rifles, because they're not clone rifles, they're different, but they actually do what they're supposed to do. These, I don't know, just whatever. It's fine. I got a pile of those. We've got our Commander Cody jetpack. I mean, essentially, it's Commander Cody jet. We'll compare them in a little bit. We got some hands. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of here. Normal clone hands, although this paint application, and I want to say this blue is a bit different than the other blue. It definitely is. I've got enough of them to tell. This blue is a darker, it's almost got like a purplish hue to it. We'll break out some other 501st hands and we'll compare them, but just my initial thoughts. We got a supporting hand. We've got some blaster hands. We got some thumbs ups. Thumbs up. We got a pointing hand. So these are not new molds, but those are different paint applications. And then we've got just some relaxed hands that are actually on the figure. Nice weathering throughout. And then we've got, dude, these flipping things. Holograms. Again, I do not like these things. I don't like paying for them. And I do not like having them because I'm going to lose them. In fact, I won't even take them out. After the review's done, they'll go back in the box. And it's just because I don't know. I don't see the point. But we do have, looks like let's say a Captain Rex or no? Yeah, I would say that's a Captain Rex. He's got the blaster in there. Captain Rex hologram, and we got an Ahsoka hologram. These are nicely done, but these are just, I don't know. Whatever. I don't even care. We got one of these holographic communicators again, transmitters, comm links, whatever the hell you want to call them. There's that. And then we've got some antennae that we've got to connect to our actual figure. Now, mine, I have several Commander Codys in the collection because, army building. But mine, and we'll see it in a little bit, this guy right here actually pins onto the left shoulder of Captain Vaughn. Mine's broken off. That one's, but this is, I don't know. It's metallic. I don't know if it's hard to say if that one's metal or not. Then we got a piece that goes on the side of the helmet, which you got to attach. These are fiddly, and destined to be broken. I mean, just for the safety, I'm almost display mine without these, but I'm not going to. We're going to put those on the figure. And then we have a display stand, which hopefully they've got spelled correctly. They do. Captain Vaughn right there. Death Star style display base. Pretty cool stuff. So let's get this stuff out of here. Let's check out the figure. We'll go ahead and pop on the antenna here if we can. This one's going to go. This guy right here is going to go on this side of the helmet. So we'll go ahead and make that happen. If I can do this without breaking it on camera, go ahead and make that happen. Come on now. And it is keyed. Now, you can't mess this up. I mean, I guess you could try to mess it up, but I don't think you really can. But we'll go ahead and peg that guy in there. Yep. Nice. And then this one's going to go right here on this shoulder armor here. And let's see if we can do this without breaking it. I don't like that you have to attach these little fiddly things, but I do appreciate that they arrive unbroken. Like, that's always a good thing. Okay, we're getting good? Okay. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's look at Captain Vaughn as we have him here. We'll zoom in here. Let's take a look at this helmet. This is the point of contention when it was first announced, is they didn't get the paint applications right, but they actually did on the final product. So thank you, Hot Toys, for that. That is very much appreciated. And what we're talking about here, under the visor here, see the darker, almost burnt umber, orangish color, crimson under there. That's more accurate. The stripe down the middle is more accurate. Honestly, the coloration just in general is more accurate all around. So this is a very nicely done helmet. Now, if I broke out my Commander Cody, okay, here's Commander Cody next to these guys side by side. So, I mean, very similar. The antenna is different on that side, whereas this one kind of curves in. This one doesn't. But outside of that, I mean, it's very freaking similar. Other than the paint applications, even if you go down the top, I mean, you can see the striations going on the helmet. Let's flip it around. Let's see if we can see. Are there any differences on the back? Not a whole lot of differences on the back, honestly. I mean, they're very, very similar all around. So is it a Commander Cody helmet mold? Yeah, it is. A little different on the, paint applications. I'm okay with that. I have no issues with that. Shoulder movement here. This is where you're going to get some, be careful kind of things right here. You don't want that to pop off or break. Plenty of range of motion. No ratchet on the shoulder. There is a ratchet on the elbow. Nice paint applications. Look at that. This is the same as Commander Cody as well, with those striations down the side and on this side as well. And we've got the same markers here. Yeah, just repaint. The other thing I thought was interesting, and I didn't notice this on Cody before, but this under torso section here is a silver gray color with some nice dry brushing on it. And I didn't notice, I don't know, just didn't take note of it. But I'm glad it's there, it's accurate. But the other 501st are obviously just going to be white, or Rex is kind of a yellowish green white color. But have the gray in there, it's a nice contrast color. Pick up on the ranking here. It's I kind of dig it. Also on the shoulder armor, you can see it like there's this dry brushing, weathering going around all the edges. You see how it's like all the edges of this thing? It's very well done. Very, very well done. Loose belt, again, we can do whatever we want that. These tend to be pretty posable. I've done a number of clone posing videos, double knees right there, plenty of range of motion on the elbow, or the foot. That's not an elbow, that's a foot. Yeah. Different paint applications on the knees. I mean, it's a freaking clone. It looks like it's what it's supposed to look like, right? We got our little magnetic jetpack back there. I dig it. Question is, what's it going to look like with the other clones like Rex or 501st, 332nd, Ahsoka, Cody? What's it going to look like all together? Is it worth picking up? That's what we want to find out. Before we get into posing, we might as well look at these two side by side and note the differences. And there is definitely a difference in coloration. And I think there should be. I think it makes sense for Captain Vaughn to be. It's more saturated. I'll put it that way. This one's a lot more, weathered down. This one's more saturated blue and bordering on like a cobalt. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. But you can see it side by side. And the hands are a remarkable difference because on the 501st, they're white. And on this guy, they're freaking blue. So I think that makes sense how they're different like that. But I wanted to showcase the colors right here before we get into some more cinematic type lighting so you guys can see the difference. But they're definitely a different blue. Now we got Captain Vaughn up here, just a simple pose, and just for the hell of it, I decided to use a hologram. So why not? You guys can check this out. This is a simple museum pose. Anybody could do this. You could do this with Commander Cody. Obviously, new as Captain Vaughn, although Captain Vaughn is currently calling Captain Rex, whereas Commander Cody would be calling Emperor Palpatine. So that would be a thing. Definitely differences in coloration on this guy. Is it a money grab, as some have said, from Hot Toys for a clone trooper repaint? And I say, yeah, it is. I'm not upset about it at all, like in the least, because I like all the. I mean, they're freaking clones. Like that's the whole point. Is they're very similar and they have different personalities, and I think that's what makes a difference. If you haven't seen the Clone Wars, if you haven't bothered to go follow the lore and study up on these guys and just watch them in the cinematic universe, then yeah, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for you to pick up, clones like this that are similar to other ones. Like I get it, but for those of us that have, like, it's pretty cool. I like it, and I'm happy they continue to make them. And as long as they continue to make them, I will continue to support them and buy them and army build the hell out of them. Because at the end of the day, in a couple years, whenever Hot Toys is tired of making clones, I will have one hell of an army. All right, guys, we got Captain Vaughn posed up with a few friends. So we got Captain Rex in the back. We got a 501st Deluxe on the right. We've got Ahsoka, obviously, in the front. And we've got a custom Punisher Trooper and ARC Trooper Castle in the background, which was a 3D print I made a little while ago. So I wanted to have some fun with these guys, pose them up in a little action scene, and I did break out my favorite display base, which is the in-game Battle Damage Thanos display base. We broke that out again, and I kind of like it. So I hope you guys dig this. I think, I'm happy with it. You may not be, but I dig it. I think it's a cool clone. Will it sell out fast? Based on Captain Rex, probably not. Probably not going to be a thing. But who the hell knows? Captain Rex, maybe they made 4 gazillion million of them. I don't know. I have 2 Captain Rex, so I don't know. Whatever. The question is, do you want Captain Vaughn in your collection? I think the answer should be yes, but I'm basing that on me. I'm more excited for Jesse, as I think a lot of people are, because you're going to get a cool head sculpt. But then again, how many times do we actually use the head sculpt? Because there's Captain Rex with his helmet on. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know if you want to pick one of these up, they'll be in stock at Pop Collectibles. That's where I got mine. If you happen to want one, But let me know your thoughts. Like, what other... clearly, we need some more clones. They just announced another 501st Legion from Kenobi. I'd rather see, 212 Deluxe, 104, a Wolf Pack. I'd like to see some other battalions. I love 501st, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to see some other battalions represented in the collection. Otherwise, I'll just make them myself, which is fine too, because it's less expensive. But let me know your thoughts. Which battalion, which clone trooper or clone battalion group, legion, squad would you like to see made next from Hot Toys? And don't say 501st, because we got a bunch of those already. But like I said, if you want to get one of these, check out Pop Collectibles. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so, because we got more stuff coming. Obviously, when Jesse drops, we've got that coming on. We just did Bo-Katan video. Check that out on the channel. And if you stuck around this long in the video, upcoming December, stay tuned, subscribe, turn on notifications, because we got giveaways and games going on throughout the whole month of December. It's going to be a lot of fun. As always, cut you what you like. See you next time.